Shivali Sethi from Chief Husbandry Department from the UT of J&K. Today's presentation is on the Integrated Sheep Development Scheme. It is basically an employment generating scheme which motivates the unemployed youth to come forward and avail the benefit of the scheme. It has basically, this is the overview of the presentation. The scheme is divided basically into three components or categories. First is the establishment of sheep and goat units on participatory mode, which comprises of 25 sheep or goat. The second one is the establishment of sheep and goat units on subsidy modes, and it ranges from 25 to 200 sheep and goats. And the third one is establishment of sharing units. Under participatory mode, 25 sheep and goats are provided to the beneficiary free of cost. And from the third year of establishment, the department retrieves 5 eaves and does units back. And from these retrieved units, we establish fresh units and provide it to the next beneficiaries. The main features of the scheme is it is non-bankable, and the livestock is supplied totally free of cost. And the department retrieves the livestock 5 eaves and does each year from the third year of establishment of the units. And the retrieved livestock is used for establishment of fresh units. The next one is the livestock is provided on subsidy mode. The subsidy is fixed for 50%, and 25 sheep, goats, and units are provided to the beneficiaries. Now, if an entrepreneur wants to set multiple units of sheep and goat, he will be entitled to the subsidy accordingly. The department also provides sharing units to the unemployment youth of the UT. The beneficiary can purchase the sharing equipment from the market and can avail 50% subsidy from the department. This slide mentions the details of financial assistance provided by the department to the breeders. In the units established under participatory mode, the livestock is provided free of cost, and the cost of unit is 2 lakh per unit, and the beneficiaries get it from the department free of cost. And under subsidy mode, 50% subsidy is provided to the beneficiary with a ceiling of 1 lakh or the total cost of the animals, whichever is less. And then the sharing units are provided with a ceiling of 50% subsidy or 75,000 per unit, whichever is less. Any individual or group of individual, self-help group, cooperative society, FPOs can avail the benefit of the scheme. This is the eligibility criteria. I have already mentioned it. But the main condition is that the beneficiary must have sufficient land holding, infrastructure, fodder, grazing, and manpower resources so that the unit can be established and run successfully on the ground. Efforts are made by the department to cover the SC and ST category breeders. 20% weightage is given to them, and 10% is fixed for women beneficiaries. The other conditions are, once the beneficiaries has established the units, the unit cost as subsidy will be paid to him by the department on the physical verification by a technical team constituted by the department. The beneficiary can also opt for the loan facility from the bank, and 50% of the unit cost as total subsidy or the maximum ceiling, whichever is less, is provided by the department. The sheep and goats are procured at the breedable age of 1.5 to 2 years, and first insurance premium is also paid by the department. However, the subsequent insurance premiums are to be borne by the beneficiaries himself. The benefits of the scheme are basically it provides employment to the unemployment youth of the UT. It also raises their economic standards. The quality of wool is also increased by the machine sharing, as the staple length increases by way of machine sharing. It also promotes crossbreed level, having a positive impact on the sheep sector. The scheme also has the potential to stop the flight of the capital, as the number of animals in the UT is increased so that we don't have to import it from other states or UTs. It also has a positive impact on the wool and pelt industries and the subsequent increase in the mutton production. The various challenges faced by the department in the implementation of the scheme is that the department has to keep a check on the units established because the beneficiary sometimes becomes reluctant to give back the livestock to the department. It may also put extra pressure on the already depleting grazing pastures and flora and fauna of the UT. The department also ensures that the beneficiaries get remunerative price for the wool collected from the establishment of these units. And the main challenge faced by the department is that the livestock migrates to highland pastures, and the climatic conditions are not very good there, and the natural calamities in the UT of J&K are also faced by the breeders. The future roadmap decided by the department to promote sheep sector is to promote mini sheep farms in private sectors on specific breed base so as to promote that specific breed in the UT. To introduce animals of superior germplasm, to meet increased demand of mutton, and to improve farmers' income by increasing the productivity of the animals. During the year 2021, we have a target of 329 sheep goat units, but we established, we have 325 target for the establishment of sheep and goat units, and we established 329 units, and the demand for these units is increasing day by day. Thank you.
Ms. Shivali, this is a very good project, particularly from rural employment angle. In your opening slide, you have indicated that it is an employment generation activity. By the way, how much employment you have created so far?
Sir, one unit requires 2 people to maintain it. So during the year 2021, we have established 329 units. And during the current year, that is 2023, till now we have established around 1100 units.
Okay, so means around 2500 so far,
yes,
roughly.
Sir. Yes, exactly.
Roughly.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
And we during the current year, we have a target of around 1450 units.
And any idea how much they earn from this unit in terms of rupees?
As per the inputs received from the beneficiaries, they are flourishing. They have married their daughters. They have built up their standard of living, and they are very happy with the establishment of these units.
Okay. In fact, not only wool, but milk may also be sold at a higher price because
yes,
it is a very value-added item.
Yes, definitely, sir.
Definitely. Okay. Good. Many. I think pashmina shawls are also made from that.
Yes, sir. Pashmina shawls are also fine from the very fine wool, which are available in the Kashmir division. The pashmina shawls are made from that only.
Good, 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 good. Excellent work. Thank you, please.
Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, it seems to be a normal subsidy-driven scheme of state government. So, what is innovative in this so that you should be considered for the award?
Sir, basically, it is an employment generating scheme started by the department from the year 2021. Prior to that, the breeders were not aware about sheep rearing or this sector. But now the very educated youth are also coming forward to avail the benefits of the scheme.
So, what is the contribution of the department to make it innovative? Because everything is written in the scheme.
Sir, the department provides publicity, motivate youth so that the standard of living is also raised.
Thank you very much. So nice.
So, good morning, everybody. I thank the SKOCH agency for giving me this unique honor of permitting me to participate in this prestigious event. I also thank the Mission Director, Mrs. Shilpa Prabhakar, MD, National Health Mission, Tamil Nadu, for selecting this project for presentation. I have worked as a professor of pediatric emergency department at the Institute of Child Health, Madras Medical College. And this PRAME approach, pediatric resuscitation in emergency medicine, is the acronym based on PRAME. PRAME in all Indian languages means love. And the PRAME approach was developed after seeing a huge number of very, very seriously ill children hitting the government children's hospital. These children were not breathing, had failing hearts, were unconscious, had prolonged seizure activity, and they had received virtually zero pre-hospital care. And every month we were getting very junior basic doctors who had not received any training in emergency medicine in their undergraduate period. So this is over a period of 2 decades. And this is what was happening. Every month we'll get a new batch of students, and these students had to manage the most seriously ill children in the state. So our hospital, being a government hospital prior to COVID, we had lack of ventilators for all these children. We had very few we had virtually no training in this. Even I was not trained in this specialty. We did not have access to expensive tests or monitors or X-ray or CT scan or MRI, advanced radiology. So we had to manage, we had to devise a plan to manage these children. So this content was developed after seeing these children. It was developed to make junior doctors take the right decision to reduce mortality and treat these seriously ill children. So so let's see, this PRAME concept was based on a very simple assessment of the airway, breathing, circulation, disability, and exposure. We developed a checklist documentation. It's just plus minus, and then they derive what is happening to the child using a clinical problem-solving tool. So these boys and girls, young doctors, were able to derive what is happening to their patient, and they did this continuously till the child became well. Basically, they were taught how to recognize respiratory failure or circulatory failure and administer particular interventions, medical interventions, which cardiac drugs or CPAP, continuous positive airway pressure, anticonvulsants or dextrose. All medical interventions were given to these children. And the system was what we thought was a lean process, how to take the right decision every time and to avoid, because their mistakes can be worsening of mortality. In this process, we used frugal innovations. That is, we used devices which reduced the need for mechanical ventilation and advanced intensive care. So this content was developed, and we taught it as a course called the Pediatric Emergency Medicine course, which is now named as PRAME. And this was taken up by the National Health Mission way back in 2017. And between 2017 and 2019, we went about conducting these workshops in all the district headquarters hospitals. The approach was two-pronged. One was to train the first responders, the junior doctors, district level doctors in rural hospitals, and the nurses, and also to change the mindset of the top administration, matron office or nursing staff, nursing heads or joint directors, deputy directors. We needed to get them on board to help us in this process. We needed it change on both sides. And then we started child mortality audits. Even today, we conduct child district level mortality audits where we look to see whether the PRAME approach has been implemented or they're giving the appropriate management or not. And we are also trying to incorporate the NQAS, so the must-can, for safety into this PRAME process, because drugs have to be made correct. I mean, what the nursing staff does has to be very precise. And we hope that these children will be neurologically intact. The brain has to be active. And also, we have to ensure that we have a data-driven policy for the nation. So this was what we saw in 2015 when Tamil Nadu's under 5 mortality was around 20 per 1,000 live births. And this is a rural medical college, Sivanamalai Medical College, where you see the status of the ICU. You can see the overcrowding and the lack of equipment to manage these children. So in 2017, a GO was passed where we established PRAME units, somewhat like the McDonald's or Starbucks, we tried to establish units which could help resuscitation in 28 district headquarters hospitals, and we recruited 4 nurses per unit. It was funded by the National Health Mission. And the organization is given in the right corner of the PowerPoint. This again, as I said, we conducted the workshops all over the state over the next 3 years. Our aim was to reduce interfacility transfer to higher institutions and to save the lives in the particular district hospital. What this was monitored every day on a PRAME app developed by IIT Madras, and they showed that over the next 2 years, around 30,000 children had benefited, seriously ill children. And we found that interfacility transfer was dropping in around 18 district headquarters hospitals, and these hospitals are also showing an increase in children ward admission because people were feeling more confident in these hospitals. Around 4 institutions are showing a favorable, the same favorable advancement in care, but not statistically significant. Around 6 institutions were actually showing the contrary, were poorly performing, but this was up to 2019. Individual mortality, let's say dengue shock, you see about 5,000 children are being managed, but there is 0 mortality using the PRAME approach, using this training program. And you can see in 2019, double the number of children are being managed. Again, for all these major emergencies, we are seeing almost single-digit mortality in these individual 28 district headquarters hospitals. So then COVID came and this became a back burner, and the training stopped and the program stopped. But in 2022, the National Health Mission established this program. We have started the training. We have trained over 600 nurses and 600 doctors so far. And we extended this not to the 28 hospitals, but 89 hospitals, which include taluk hospitals and sub-district hospitals also in this program. And they have started reporting on the Google platform. You can see the same Tiruvannamalai Medical College, which was showing poor quality infrastructure, has now been upgraded into a PRAME unit at the ground floor at the entrance in the emergency setup. And we started looking at our own data from 2022. You can see a drop in mortality, and you can see the same, they've started seeing these cases, and you can see the single-digit mortality. This is a case in progress. We have just restarted the program. We hope to make inroads into reducing under 5 mortality using the PRAME initiative. And this is the same Tiruvannamalai Medical College, where a child with scorpion envenomation, with respiratory arrest, you can see this child is being resuscitated, and you can see the same child following day recovering in the intensive care unit. So our roadmap or our future goal would be to implement PRAME in all the other states in our country and hopefully make this a massive program for the rest of the government of India. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am. It's an excellent work. In fact, it will not only reduce IMR, it will also supplement to the attainment of SDGs goal to which India is signatory, and it will definitely address the under 5 mortality. You have mentioned in your presentation about frugal innovation. What is? Can you little bit elaborate on that?
Yes, sir. This is we have even if we received a lot of ventilators, we are now having less expertise of nurses, less number of nurses, because every child on a ventilator needs nursing care round the clock. So we found that it was difficult to provide good quality ventilation. So to reduce the number of children being ventilated, invasive, intubate and mechanically ventilate, we used a device which is actually an anesthetic circuit, which provides the same provision of, we call it positive airway pressures in a non-invasive manner. So this device costs about roughly between 800 to 1,200 rupees. If you buy it in wholesale, it's even less. It's available inside the theater. So that was transferred to the emergency unit, and the oxygen was given through this Jackson-Tree circuit. It's called the Jackson-Tree circuit or the vein circuit, and the mother simply holds it, and this gives the same kind of care that the mechanical ventilator would give. And therefore, we reduced the dependence on mechanical ventilation. After the child gets better, the mother simply take it off. And children, you must remember, are they're very scared and very, even if they are seriously ill, they have a lot of anxiety and it's difficult to control. But this device can be held by the mother on her lap. So the child is within the mother's arms and we complete the entire resuscitation in the mother's arm while the mother is holding this device.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Got it. Got it. Thank you very much. Excellent work.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, excellent use of technology and innovation built up in using the medical equipments, as you just mentioned.
Thank you, sir.
Good project. Good project. I wish you all the best for
Thank
your
you, sir.
future assignments.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
As Municipal of PUNGANUR, firstly, I would like to thank SKOCH Awards for giving us this opportunity of presenting the innovation in solid waste management, sir. So regarding the waste management, sir, especially solid waste management, in PUNGANUR, we have around 54,746 population as per the census of 2011. So as on the date, the population would be around 65,000. So the biggest challenge for us was to educate people that the waste is a wealth and therefore the waste should be properly segregated and it should be handed over to the municipal authorities. Therefore, the creation of bringing attitudinal change itself is the biggest challenge for us. So initially what we have done was we have started off identifying what is the total waste that needs to be managed at the municipal level. We have come out, we have exercised that and it's around 13.5 tons per day, of which around 60% is coming as wet waste and remaining 30 to 40% is coming as dry waste. And there is also hazardous waste and C&D waste, that is construction and demolition waste. The key to make solid waste management successful was to identify various activities involved in this, sir. Sorry for that, sir. Thank you, sir. So we have identified various activities involved in this waste management, sir. And primarily it is segregation. That is the waste at the household level needs to be segregated. For instance, the wet waste should be separated, dry waste should be separated, hazardous waste should be separated. And then after the segregation, it should be collected efficiently by the collecting agency, that is municipal authorities, sir. Therefore, the collection of the material and transportation of the material and disposal. Therefore, there is a cyclic activity involved in this. From the waste generation, the waste disposal, there must be a cyclic activity. We must reduce the waste and reuse the waste and recycle it wherever it is possible. This is how we have gone through, sir. So what we have to do is we have to educate the household about the categories of waste, like what exactly is wet waste, what exactly is dry waste, and what is hazardous waste, and how it should be handed over to municipal authorities. Therefore, what we have done was we have voluminously, by involving public representatives and community leaders, we have educated the people to bring the required attitudinal changes. Initially, what we have done is, as per the directions of government of Andhra Pradesh, we have distributed bins to the households. 3 bins were supplied to every household, one for wet waste, one other for dry waste, another for hazardous waste. Therefore, we have to, after giving the bins and also after involving the community about how the waste has to be given to the municipal authorities, we took around 2 to 3 months of time to bring the required attitudinal change. Because they must be aware that by segregating the waste, they're in fact allowing the authorities and allowing the community to dispose the waste properly. Because unless we separate the waste into wet and dry and other waste categories, we cannot dispose scientifically, sir. So, for instance, for example, dry waste, like what components are there, what exactly needs to be put in into that particular box, and what exactly is a wet waste and what needs to be put in, what should not be mixed. These things are explained to the every household by involving volunteers, sir. For instance, what we have done was, for every 50 households there is a volunteer, and also we have involved self-help group members, sir, where we have around 10,000 people in that net, sir. So we have organized huge awareness creation programs so that the required attitudinal change can be brought out from the mindset of the stakeholders, and through that we could collect the waste properly, sir. This is how we have done. So we have gone to each and every household. We have talked to each and every community leader. We have involved the last mile functionary, and we have shown how waste should be segregated. And at the same time, what we have done was our vehicles are compartmentalized, sir, because it should be at the low cost. It should not be too expensive for the municipality also. It should be viable for us. So what we have done was we have taken tiny vehicles. We have gone to the streets. We have separated them so that wet waste can be in one compartment, dry waste can be in another compartment, and hazardous waste can be in a separate bin in that particular vehicle, sir. And also these vehicles are GPS fitted, sir, so that we can track how the vehicle is moving, whether the waste is collected from every nook and corner of the town, sir. So the main part of this exercise was to bring the attitudinal change, sir, because the number of people involved in this exercise is huge, and unless we go to every person, we cannot bring the large scale mindset change that is required for this successful management of solid waste management, sir. So door-to-door awareness programs are also conducted, sir. Apart from this, what we have done is we have used residential association groups also, sir, because apartments are also there, where they can come together, they can find a place to dispose scientifically. For example, combinedly they can properly manage wet waste, they can properly manage dry waste also. So we have gone for educating them on-site composting also, sir. So we have procured the required number of vehicles. We have identified how many vehicles are required to go to last mile connectivity and to properly collect the segregated waste from households, sir. After collecting the waste, sir, we have taken the wet waste from the household, which is already segregated, and we have gone for vermicomposting at our dumping yard, which is the recycling center for us. There we have collected the wet waste. We have identified one private sector agency which can help us to manage this vermicomposting efficiently, sir. We have gone. That is, there is one agency called Cuba agency which helped us in taking that waste and in composting the waste and giving and generating wealth from that, because the manure that is collected, the wet waste that is collected is transformed and it is given as fertilizer to the farmers at a lower cost. And also apart from that, the dry waste which is collected already from the households and which cannot be disposed of at our level is given to cement factories which is nearby, that is Juari cement plant at Yarraguntla, sir. What we are doing is we are collecting at every household level is collected to the dumping yard, and from there we are bringing the scale to transport to Yarraguntla Juari cement plant, sir. Apart from that, we have encouraged material recovery facility centers in the town itself, because Bangalore is very near to this town. There are small merchants who can link us with municipality, because from the recycling center they collect some parts of plastic and they will also bale it and transform it, sir. In our own dumping yard itself, we have gone for baling the dry waste that is collected, and also shredding is also being encouraged, sir. Therefore, we are also encouraging small scale industry in this town so that this waste recycling is deep rooted in the community level, sir. Apart from that, construction and demolition waste is also properly managed, sir. So we have brought in one structural change in the system, sir, where everybody who is generating a C&D waste is given access to one call center, from where our team is there, enforcement team is there. They will go there and they will charge a nominal fee, and that waste is collected and then that is collected at a particular place so as to dispose it of properly, sir. So this is how we are doing it, sir. Vermicomposting is also done, and also windrow composting is also done. We have involved private sector Cuba agency for that, sir. So overall, the biggest challenge for us was to motivate the public, because segregation of the waste is the biggest challenge, because the people do not realize that it is the segregation which can help us in efficient recycling of the waste, sir. So we could be successful in that because we have involved most of the stakeholders required, that is from the political sphere, administrative sphere, community sphere, NGO sphere, and especially the members of self-help groups have helped us a lot. Initially, we have identified one model player in each and every block who can demonstrate to the public that it can actually reduce the waste generation and also it can help efficiently dispose of the waste, sir. After that, we have scaled it up, sir. There is also a concept of home composting which is encouraged, sir. So we are bringing it to the next level, sir, because we want to encourage a decentralized recycling model where the private sector can tap with municipality and where they can also directly collect from the households also, sir. This exercise is being carried out, sir. Thank you, sir.
Very good effort, Mr. Prasad. I think you have been able to crack the real issue of source segregation. That is itself is a great achievement, because that is the first requirement of handling municipal waste. It has been very good. By the way, how much material you are able to recycle?
Sir, as far as wet waste,
Percentage wise.
sir, we are able to recycle around 60% of the waste is being recycled, sir, as of now. We want to extend this to 90% in another 6 to 7 months, sir, because we need to have a proper streamlining mechanism with cement factories. That exercise is being carried out, sir. We are confident that we can bring it to 100% in a span of 1 year, sir.
Okay. Thank you, please. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So have you tried for waste to energy?
Sir, we have spoken about it, sir. The problem is the scale required for energy is not available for us, sir. We have talked to the industries, sir. The biggest problem was the required scale of waste is not available in the municipality. What we are doing is we are also talking to surrounding municipalities also to bring it to that level, sir. We are trying for it, sir.
Okay, good enough. Thank you very much. Good efforts.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So thank you.
I am Vital from Udham Singh Nagar, posted as CDO Udham Singh Nagar, and I just want to confirm, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, in Udham Singh Nagar, or if in general if we discuss about the water, there is a issue of water scarcity and especially the depletion of groundwater resources. So in Udham Singh Nagar, what makes it specific is that it is the Chawal ki Nagari where too much of the paddy production is there, and there are many industries are also there. As a result, there is a too much extraction of the groundwater, and although at present it is not so much in the groundwater scarcity zone, but we are using our groundwater very fast, and the extraction rate is quite high. So after seeing this, district administration decided to increase the groundwater through the ancient techniques like creating the ponds, because this is the most easiest technique to recharge the groundwater and to rejuvenate the pond. At the same time, it helps the flora and fauna also. So background, as I shared earlier, that our campaign is to protect the ponds. Our campaign is to protect to make these ponds free from the encroachment. So we as a team started working in district Udham Singh Nagar, and every department was part of this team, government department, and it was a very big challenge, sir. If we start digging the pond and again people started encroaching it for XYZ reasons, so it was very important once we take over the pond, or once we demolish the encroachment, we must develop it at fast so that the further or future encroachment should not be there. In these pictures, it is very evident that people have sown their crops, but in revenue records, it was recorded as pond. What we face at the ground was that whenever we go to the field and people used to say, sir, this crop cycle should complete, and then I will hand over pond to you. And this goes on. So we have become a little bit strict that the pond should be developed at first, and we will not wait for your crop cycle to complete. And as a result, we have created 357 ponds so far, In this regard, I would like to mention that Amrit Sarovar scheme by the central government has launched last year, but this initiative this initiative is undergoing in this district Udham Singh Nagar for last 3.5 years, and in Amrit Sarovar there is a condition that 1 acre or above pond should be there, but we have developed pond of any size, and again for the development of pond we have used different schemes, and our biggest helper is MGNREGA, that is Narega, because it helps us to create labor intensive work, and it helps us to provide employment, and at the same time it helps us to maintain the natural resource management ratio as prescribed in this scheme. So creating ponds is a win-win-win situation for every stakeholder who is the part of the scheme. Even the various other departments like fisheries, horticulture, they are also beneficiary of this because they are getting ponds for their activities, and agriculture department and the in farmer itself, or they are also beneficiary because they are getting enough water for irrigating their crops. But this was not so easy. There were many challenges, but we have done it so far with this proposed solutions. Like many challenges, one of the biggest challenge was there were different nature of lands in Udham Singh Nagar. There are some almost all kind of land records or land types are in Udham Singh Nagar. So it was little bit difficult for revenue department to understand which land is which type and how to deal with it. There were many a time where people went to the court, but thanks to the court, Honorable High Court has supported us that water rejuvenation or groundwater rejuvenation, pond rejuvenation should not be discouraged because of someone has encroached or not. So these were the few challenges. Again, there are few challenges regarding to the schemes like in MREGS, the wages are quite low. People are not so much interested, especially in those areas which are close to the urban areas where people are getting higher wages in other industries or factories. So they are not willing to work in that. So there are few areas where it was very difficult to create pond because machines can't go there. So we have taken help from CSR, that is companies, corporate social responsibilities shared by the industries in Udham Singh Nagar. And at the same time, many a time few small industries or few other social organization also taken and adopted ponds under my social responsibility, which was started 2 years back. So I would like to share a few pictures like these are the permanent encroachment which were demolished by the different SDMs, and the outcome is that we have mapped all the ponds with their latitude and longitude, along with that their how much quantity of water and what is their present picture. So this is what we have mapped all 357 ponds, and although we have developed so many ponds, but still we are facing 196 ponds which are yet to be free from the encroachment. There are some sort of cases or some housing society or some other issues are there. There might be some stay from honorable courts. So still we are trying hard to develop all the ponds which were originally recorded in the revenue records. So if we say an outcome, we can't measure it in finances because this has many qualitative and quantitative benefits to the whole society, whole environment. Still, if we have some sort of calculation, though so much of the water we have saved so far, we have saved or we have created a capacity. So in the longer run, in 4 or 5 years, the benefits of this initiative will be seen on the ground. So there are some intangible outcomes also like employment generation, and there are many migratory birds who are coming to the bigger ponds because in Udham Singh Nagar there are 7 water bodies, big water bodies. So migratory birds are also coming to that water bodies now. They are coming to the nearby ponds also. Here are a few pictures which shows work under process and also the work which has been completed. Replicability of this project is very easy because this scheme NREGS is implemented throughout the nation, and Revenue Department is the custodian of the land records. What we need is the district level committee and block level committee, where they should be given the clear cut mandate and the weekly monitoring should be done. We have achieved whatever is through this strategy only, because SDM is better equipped with the subdivision magistrate or subdivision officer is better equipped with the land records, but the block development officer are not very much aware of these, how these land records are to be used or how to understand that. So a closed cooperation is very much important between all the departments. Now what we are doing is that these all funds will be further allocated to some FPOs, some self-help groups, so that the economic activity can be done in these ponds. In fact, some ponds have been allocated also. There were some legal hurdles, some rules were not prepared. That's why we have not allocated all the ponds, but now that legal hurdle is also over. So we have created a committee for this allocation of ponds also. So this committee will allocate the pond to fishing community, SHGs, FPOs. In the longer run, not just while digging the pond, after completing of the pond, when we hand over to some community, the economic benefits will help to the rural poor and their life will change. These are few pictures, and like this is from the Ramnagar Talab. This is Darau Talab. Work under process. One more point I would like to share, that many a time people got confused and people criticized that you have created a pond, but this pond is empty. You should fill it. My reply was, in that scenario, I replied that this is not the purpose to fill the pond through the artificial means. The creation of pond itself is a great achievement, and now the purpose is to collect the rainwater, not to further extract the groundwater and fill the pond through the groundwater. Because the purpose is to collect the rainwater, and slowly when the rainwater is being collected, the water will be percolated, then the groundwater level will recharge and further benefit will be achieved. Thanks a lot.
Mishra sir, this is a very good job you have done. Any idea about how much groundwater level have gone up as a result of these ponds rejuvenation of 357 numbers?
Sir, I haven't studied in that regard or have collected any data, but through this your question, sir, I will task this Jal Sansthan and Jal jo irrigation department hai, they will collect the data and I will share with you, sir.
ओके अच्छा, दूसरा ये है कि जैसे आपने अपने डिस्ट्रिक्ट में कर लिया है ये, जहाँ के आप सीडीओ हैं, तो बाकी डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में भी कुछ इसको रिप्लिकेट करने का प्लान है आपका?
जैसा कि सर मैंने बताया कि ऑलरेडी अमृत सरोवर स्कीम हैज बीन लॉन्च्ड इन रिसेंट, so almost every district is creating Amrit Sarovar ponds, but what my suggestion is that we should not be focused to that Amrit Sarovar pond, because the target is limited. Like for Udham Singh Nagar, they have given target of 75 in first phase and 75 in second phase, but our capacity is to create more than 600 ponds. So we should focus on that. What is our capacity? Government has given some uniform target to all districts, but if we focus on that, we will face some hurdle कि थोड़ा resentment होगा, public थोड़ा विरोध करेगी, but अगर हम उसको use करें, छोटे ponds भी अगर हम develop करते हैं, तो these small ponds will also work as the center of tourism also. People will come, people will sit here, slowly एक छोटा सा market वहाँ पर create हो जाएगा कि लोग आएंगे, शाम को बैठेंगे और थोड़ा समय गुजारेंगे, तो एक social culture भी improve होगा सर.
एक्चुअली में जब ये सूख जाते हैं ना, तो इसकी जो वो मिट्टी है वो भी बहुत काम की होती है
जी,
वो भी बहुत एक अच्छा मैन्यूर की तरह से, ऑर्गेनिक मैन्यूर जैसा काम करती है, उसको भी निकाल करके किसान यूज कर सकते हैं, उनका बेनिफिट है, और दूसरे डिसिल्टिंग की वजह से वो उसकी पॉन्ड की कैपेसिटी भी बढ़ जाती है। बहुत आपका प्रयास बहुत ही अच्छा है। और उम्मीद करते हैं कि बाकी जो रिमेनिंग पॉइंट्स हैं उसमें भी जो भी आपकी हर्डल्स हैं वो जल्दी दूर होंगी।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सर,
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद मिश्रा साहब।
थैंक यू सर।
Yes, a good example of system improvement while using resources optimally. And you have focused not only on big ponds, but also on very, very small ponds. And you have also tried to link in tourism or small habit changes in micro level. So it's a good work you have done. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good morning, all. I'm Dr. Jodhiban, presenting for the data purity project on behalf of our project director, ma'am, Dr. S. Uma IAS, as she is unavailable due to government duty. We will begin with the presentation. Let me introduce the presentation. The government of Tamil Nadu has launched the Kalaignar insurance scheme for life-saving treatments since 2009 to ensure that the poor and low-income groups who cannot afford costly treatment are able to get the free treatment in government and private hospitals. This scheme is integrated with the Ayushman Bharat PMJY scheme since 2018. The initial family income criteria was 72,000 rupees per family for a sum insured of rupees 2 lakhs. From 16/12/2021, this family income criteria was raised to 1,20,000 per family per annum, and health insurance coverage was given up to 5 lakhs per family per year. The data purity project was initiated by the TNEGA during 2021, and CMCHS was the first government department to utilize this opportunity. You can see from the slide that there were around 2.19 crore families in Tamil Nadu in the PDS database, and the total families who are enrolled under CMCHS works out to 1.63 crores, which is highly impossible because the percentage of coverage is 74.43%, and the income criteria was set as only 1.2 lakhs per family per annum. So the data purity project was utilized by CMCHIS, and data is shared to the TNEGA of 1.63 crore family members. And and the TNEGA analyzed the CMCHIS data using the 3 parameters by comparing with the PDS database. PDS is the public distribution system database, which is 99.9% Aadhaar seeded. And also in comparison with the IFHRMS data, which contains the details of government employees and pensioners. Government employees and pensioners are ineligible under the scheme because they are already having an insurance scheme of new health insurance scheme. Hence, they are not eligible under the scheme, and also their income criteria will be not satisfied. First, comparison with the PDS database was done to check the validity of the beneficiary using the ration card number and the Aadhaar number. And next criteria with the IFHRMS database to analyze the government employees and pensioners in the database. Also, ration card number of the CMCHS database was used to analyze for the duplication of the beneficiaries. This was wholly done by TNEGA. This is the data up to 10/1/2023, because our every policy year ends at 10th of January every year. So validation is done up to 10/1/2023, and the data which is shared to the TNEGA is around 1.68 crores. The 3 category of invalid and ineligible beneficiaries are shown in the table. The first criteria is the unmatched or invalid beneficiaries. These are the beneficiaries who do not have proper ration card details and other details they given during the time of enrollment. And it is mandatory that these 2 details is necessary to compare with the eligibility of the beneficiaries. So it works out to 14 lakhs families who are not having valid ration card and Aadhaar card details given during the enrollment. The next criteria is duplications. The duplication exercise was done using the ration card number by to find out if there are multiple ration card numbers present in the database. So the duplications come out to 11 lakh families. Next criteria is the government employees and pensioners, which is found to be 1 lakh and 15,000 families. So the total number of invalid and ineligible cards identified were 26 lakh 77,362 families. So after excluding, the final database arrived as 1.42 crore families. So this is a chart. You can see the in the total 1.63 crore database, which was present in the initial period of the tender. Around 14 lakhs families which are unmatched or ineligible were removed. And the second criteria of duplication in beneficiaries, which works out to 10,54,819 families, and government employees of 91,508 were made ineligible. Coming to the impact of the initiative, as a result of this data purity project, around 462 crore worth of money is saved for the government. The table, we can see that without the data purity project, the premium calculated is worked out to 1,301 crores, and actual premium to be paid for this current year is 1,209 crores. So savings per year due to this data purity project is 92 crores. So if you work out for the full tender, it works out to 462 crores. This is a comparison between 2021 and 2022, where 2021 is the end of the previous tender and 2022 is the beginning of the new tender. So we can see a difference of 95 crore extra because the premium was raised from 699 rupees for the previous tender to 849 rupees for the current tender. Even though there is a marginal increase in premium, we are able to add lots of new packages into this into the claim processing. So these are the packages which were included. The total coverage for the families has been increased from 5 lakhs per family per year. In the previous years, it was 1 lakh per families, and later on it was revised to 2 lakh per families, and later now it is 5 lakhs per family per year. And also the number of procedures are also increased. So the right now the procedures are 1,090 procedures, comparing to the previous years of 873, which was later revised to 1,027 procedures. Also, the diagnostic procedures has been increased from 38 to 52 packages in the new tender. The major inclusions in the current tender are the oncology packages. As we all know that every year the cancer cases are increasing, and Tamil Nadu is reporting about 55,000 new cases per year. Also, the incidence of cancer is more among the women, and the ratio is 1.26:1. And the top ranking cancers are breast cancer, cervical cancer, and ovarian cancer, and among the men are stomach, mouth, and lung cancer, which accounts for 7.5% of the deaths from cancer which occurs in Tamil Nadu. So for the benefit of the cancer patients, the chemotherapy chemotherapy packages for daycare procedures are included in the new tender. The next is the rehabilitation packages. We have added rehabilitation packages for special education, occupation therapy, speech and language therapy, physiotherapy, and psychological services. As we all know that the Section 27 of the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016, it mandates the importance to be given to areas of health, education, and employment for persons with disabilities. The next is the screening for genetic disorders. And we all know that the genetic test estimates the lifetime risk of the disease, and also it estimates the predisposition to biological traits and health parameters. We have included genetic testing packages and from a range of 11,000 to 80,000 rupees. The genetic testing packages were included for diseases like muscular dystrophy, spinal atrophy, neurodevelopmental disorders, Down syndrome, hemophilia, etc. in the current tender. Next is Makkalai Thedi Maruthuvam. This Makkalai Thedi Maruthuvam is a flagship scheme in the government of Tamil Nadu, which is mainly to control the common non-communicable diseases. It is launched by Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu on 5th August 2021. In the CM health insurance scheme, 3 packages like CAPD bags, catheterization package, and physiotherapy are included in the Makkalai Thedi Maruthuvam. The other major inclusions are peritoneal dialysis catheterization and catheter exchange, which were included for the first time in insurance in the whole country. And also advanced brain imaging studies are also included. Video EEG, which is done for the chronic epilepsy patients, is also included under the CMCHA scheme. Coming to the impact of the initiative, this initiative not only save money to the government, it is also help the CMCHAs in maintaining the data without any errors. As the newly enrolled beneficiaries will be verified using the same mechanism on a monthly basis, and it will be done in future in a daily basis also. This is a long-term program which is very much can be replicated in the other departments also to maintain the database error-free. As it will clean the invalid beneficiaries, ineligible beneficiaries, and also the duplications in the beneficiaries. This initiative has also made the scheme transparent, and the real beneficiaries are tagged, which provides the transparency and accountability. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Excellent effort. In fact, with this credible data, now you can target beneficiaries, and it has also saved a lot of money. And besides, the overall management has been done. It is an excellent work. Definitely, it will also go a long way in caring to the sick people. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
No specific questions, sir. Good efforts.
Thank you so much, sir.